Most maritime disasters leave wreckage, bodies, or a final signal. The Mary Celeste left something even stranger: a ship still afloat, a cargo still aboard, and a complete
A vast, empty ocean stretches under a gray, overcast sky, creating a sense of desolation. In the distance, a solitary vessel appears, its form indistinct against the horizon. As it draws closer, the ship reveals itself, with sails half set, suggesting an abrupt departure. The wooden structure of the vessel shows signs of age and neglect, drifting silently on the waves. A soft, creaking sound emanates from the ship, the only audible sign of its presence. This abandoned ship introduces a central enigma, hinting at an untold story of desertion. The deck of a vessel drifts silently across the open water, devoid of human presence. Despite its orderly appearance, the ship conveys a profound sense of desolation and abandonment. No crew members are visible anywhere on deck, suggesting an unexplained absence of life. The ship maintains a seaworthy condition, indicating it is structurally sound and functional. This apparent operational readiness starkly contrasts with the complete lack of activity aboard. The scene evokes questions regarding the fate of its crew and the reason for its solitary voyage. The vessel's interior reveals an undisturbed scene, with all cargo remaining intact. There are no visible signs of struggle or conflict within the ship's confines. The absence of any disturbance deepens the enigma surrounding the crew's disappearance. This condition suggests an unexplained, rather than violent, departure of the personnel. The intact cargo indicates that theft was not the motive for the crew's absence. The mystery persists, challenging conventional explanations for such an event. A central question arises from an inexplicable maritime event. The mystery involves a ship found deserted, yet still afloat and provisioned. This vessel, fully stocked, showed no signs of distress or damage. The crew's sudden departure, leaving behind all supplies, is puzzling. What extraordinary circumstances could compel such an abandonment? This enigma sets the stage for a detailed investigation into the incident. The Mary Celeste was an American brigantine, a two-masted sailing vessel. A brigantine is characterized by a square-rigged foremast and a fore and aft rigged mainmast. The vessel was originally constructed in 1861. Its initial build took place in Nova Scotia, a province in Canada. At the time of its launch, the ship was known by the name Amazon. It was later renamed Mary Celeste, becoming famous for its mysterious abandonment at sea. A historical ship's log contains critical details about its journey and identity. An entry within the log specifically records the vessel's renaming. The ship, previously known by another name, was officially designated as the Mary Celeste. This name change is a significant historical detail, marking a new chapter for the vessel. The Mary Celeste embarked on a transatlantic voyage in 1872. Her intended route began in New York, USA. The destination was Genoa, a major port city in Italy. This journey involved crossing the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean. A cargo manifest is a document detailing the contents of a shipment. It provides crucial information about the freight being transported. This specific manifest identifies industrial alcohol as the primary cargo. The shipment consists of a substantial quantity, 1,701 barrels. The manifest emphasizes the nature and volume of the transported goods. Such documentation is vital for logistics, customs, and safety regulations. Captain Benjamin Spooner Briggs commanded the In December 1872, the vast Atlantic Ocean became the stage for one of history's most enduring maritime mysteries. The brigantine Mary Celeste was discovered adrift, approximately 400 nautical miles east of the Azores. The ship was found completely abandoned, with no sign of its crew or passengers. Despite the absence of its occupants, the vessel was largely intact and seaworthy, baffling investigators. The brigantine De Gracia sails the open sea, its crew on routine watch. A distant vessel is spotted, appearing to drift aimlessly without apparent crew. The De Gracia approaches the mysterious ship, identified as the Mary Celeste. Crew members from the De Gracia board the Mary Celeste for investigation. The discovery confirms the Mary Celeste is abandoned, initiating one of history's great maritime mysteries. The Mary Celeste was a brigantine merchant ship discovered adrift and deserted in the Atlantic Ocean in 1872. Despite being found without its crew, the vessel was largely intact and seaworthy. Its cargo of denatured alcohol was undisturbed, and the ship's papers were missing. The last log entry was made 10 days prior to its discovery by the De Gracia. No distress signal was sent, and no signs of struggle or foul play were evident on board. The disappearance of the crew remains one of history's most enduring maritime mysteries. The cargo hold contains numerous barrels, indicating a substantial freight load. A significant portion of these barrels remains largely intact. This intact condition suggests the valuable cargo has not been plundered. Furthermore, the barrels show minimal signs of extensive damage. The overall state of the cargo implies preservation of its original value and contents. The crew quarters contain personal belongings, indicating recent occupation. These items are left in disarray, suggesting an unplanned departure. The presence of personal effects rules out a planned abandonment scenario. It also contradicts the possibility of a violent overthrow, which would likely leave different traces. Therefore, the evidence points towards a hasty and unexpected departure by the crew. The ship's galley contained ample food and water supplies. This indicated the vessel was well provisioned for an extended journey. The presence of provisions suggests the crew intended to continue their voyage. This makes the ship's subsequent abandonment a perplexing mystery. The ship's deck reveals a critical detail: a missing lifeboat davit. A davit is the crane-like structure used to lower lifeboats into the water. Its absence indicates that a lifeboat is no longer in its designated position. This could mean the lifeboat was deployed during an emergency situation. Alternatively, the lifeboat might have been removed for maintenance or other reasons. The empty davit serves as a visual cue of a significant event involving the vessel's safety equipment. A ship's pump is a critical component for managing water levels and maintaining vessel integrity. Disassembly of such a pump often indicates a malfunction or the need for maintenance. A non-functional pump can lead to uncontrolled water ingress, compromising ship safety. Issues with water management systems can necessitate urgent decisions by the crew. The state of the disassembled pump suggests a potential failure contributing to crew actions. Water is observed within the ship's hold, indicating a breach or ingress. The current water level is not critically high, avoiding immediate abandonment protocols. This non-critical level introduces ambiguity regarding the severity of the situation. Further assessment is required to determine the source and rate of water accumulation. The Mary Celeste was discovered adrift in the Atlantic Ocean, a seaworthy ship with intact cargo. Despite its good condition, the entire crew was missing, creating an enduring maritime mystery. Personal effects of the crew remained on board, suggesting no immediate distress or evacuation. The absence of the lifeboat further deepened the enigma, forming the core of the ship's legend. The Mary Celeste mystery refers to the unexplained abandonment of a merchant brigantine in 1872. The ship was discovered adrift in the Atlantic Ocean, with no crew on board, yet largely intact. A vintage newspaper headline announced the Mary Celeste mystery, capturing public attention. This event quickly became a sensational story, sparking widespread speculation and intrigue. The Mary Celeste, a merchant brigantine, was discovered adrift and abandoned in 1872. Its crew had vanished without a trace, leaving behind an enduring maritime mystery. Fictionalized accounts and retellings often exaggerated details of the event. These embellishments significantly contributed to the enduring myth surrounding the Mary Celeste. A timeline illustrates the progression of the narrative from its initial factual discovery. This timeline maps how information evolves over time. It tracks the transformation from objective facts to more embellished accounts. The evolution often includes the introduction of sensationalized elements. This process demonstrates how a mystery or story can spread and gain traction. The timeline highlights the divergence from original truths to popular, often exaggerated versions. A split screen visually contrasts original evidence reports with fictionalized counterparts. This comparison highlights the discrepancies between factual accounts and embellished narratives. It demonstrates how details are altered or added to create a legendary version of events. The visual juxtaposition reveals the process of fictionalization and legend formation. The Mary Celeste, a brigantine, was discovered adrift and deserted in the Atlantic Ocean. Leaving the ship largely intact with cargo and provisions. This mysterious abandonment sparked widespread public interest and speculation. Sensational narratives, often fictionalized, fueled the enduring fascination with the Mary Celeste. The case remains one of history's most famous maritime enigmas, captivating audiences for generations. A prominent question mark icon is displayed, symbolizing uncertainty and inquiry. This icon introduces a section dedicated to exploring various theories and hypotheses. It emphasizes the speculative nature of the information presented within this segment. The question mark highlights that the following content involves unproven ideas or conjectures. It serves as a visual cue for viewers to approach the upcoming explanations with critical thought. Theory A proposes that panic over alcohol fumes led to the abandonment of a location or project. This theory suggests that the presence of alcohol vapors caused widespread alarm among individuals. The perceived danger or intoxicating effects of these fumes triggered an immediate and forceful reaction. This fear ultimately compelled the occupants to evacuate or cease operations at the site. Therefore, alcohol fumes are identified as the primary catalyst for the abandonment described. This simulation illustrates a critical safety scenario within a cargo-hold environment. It depicts barrels containing industrial alcohol, a hazardous material stored on board. A visual representation highlights a potential crucial systems for monitoring vessel integrity and operational status. These indicators provide real-time data on various ship components and systems. In this scenario, an indicator specifically highlights potential damage to ship equipment. The damage is attributed to severe weather conditions, such as a storm. This alert suggests that the functionality of the affected equipment may be compromised. Such warnings are vital for crew to assess risks and initiate necessary repairs or safety protocols. Crew perception can be influenced by environmental factors, leading to misjudgments of risk. Extreme weather conditions often create a heightened sense of urgency and threat. This heightened perception can lead to an overestimation of actual danger levels. The visual metaphor illustrates how objective reality can diverge from subjective experience. Understanding this cognitive bias is crucial for effective risk assessment in challenging environments. Launching the lifeboat during rough seas is a critical and highly dangerous maritime operation. Simulations are used to train crew members for these perilous conditions. The primary challenge involves stabilizing the lifeboat amidst powerful waves and strong winds. Precise coordination and rapid deployment are essential to ensure the safety of those on board. Such actions highlight the extreme risks involved in maritime rescue operations during storms. The vast expanse of the North Atlantic Ocean is a formidable and unforgiving environment. Its immense scale and unpredictable conditions pose extreme challenges to any vessel traversing its waters. A small lifeboat designed for survival appears acutely vulnerable against the ocean's power. This stark contrast highlights the inherent dangers and the fragility of human presence in such an environment. Theory C explores the possibility of piracy, mutiny, or foul play as a cause for an incident. This theory suggests external or internal human interference led to the event. Piracy involves an attack by external parties with hostile intent. Mutiny implies an uprising or rebellion among the crew or internal personnel. Foul play is a broader term encompassing any malicious or criminal act. While commonly discussed, this theory often lacks substantial supporting evidence. The cargo hold of the vessel was found to be unplundered. All valuable goods and merchandise remained intact within the hold. No signs of forced entry or theft were observed in the cargo area. The presence of undisturbed cargo suggests the absence of typical piracy motives. This finding significantly weakens theories suggesting piracy as the cause of incident. The unplundered state of the cargo hold necessitates alternative explanations for the event. The exterior of the Mary Celeste showed no signs of battle damage or violent seizure. This observation contradicts theories suggesting the ship was involved in a conflict or attack. The absence of damage indicates no external force was responsible for the crew's disappearance. This detail is crucial in ruling out piracy or mutiny as primary causes for the mystery. The crew quarters are found in a state of relative order, contradicting theories of a violent event. There is an absence of any visible signs indicating a struggle or forced entry, exit. The organized condition of the living spaces suggests a calm and unhurried departure. This observation directly challenges the hypothesis of a mutiny or hostile takeover. The orderly state implies that crew members left voluntarily or under non-violent circumstances. Evidence analysis factors include debris, sediment, or obstructions within the hold. Such interferences can prevent the rod from reaching the true liquid surface, yielding a false measurement. The disassembled ship's pump is examined to identify potential mechanical failures. A malfunction in the pump's mechanism could lead to incorrect operational readings. Such a malfunction might have provided misleading data to the ship's crew. This misdirection could have influenced critical decisions regarding ship safety. Understanding the pump's failure is crucial for preventing future incidents. A water level indicator displays current water conditions. A perceived high water level is registered, even if not critically dangerous. This perception of danger can trigger an alarm response. The indicator's reading influences immediate safety protocols. A critical decision point arises for the ship's captain. Based on perceived imminent danger, the captain assesses the situation. The captain determines that the vessel is no longer safe. An order is issued for the abandonment of the ship. A simulation depicts a lifeboat departing from a vessel. This departure illustrates the direct consequence of a critical decision. The decision was based on an inaccurate assessment or misjudgment of the ship's condition. Such misjudgment can lead to significant and potentially adverse outcomes. Historical records provide crucial insights into past events and conditions. A specific historical record confirms the presence of water within the vessel's hold. This documented fact is significant for understanding the circumstances. The presence of water in the hold forms a foundational element for a misjudgment theory. It suggests that initial assessments or decisions may have been flawed due to this condition. Historical records provide crucial insights into past events and conditions. These records document specific operational challenges, such as issues with the ship's pump. The documentation of pump malfunctions indicates pre-existing mechanical problems. Such evidence supports the theory of misjudgment regarding the ship's seaworthiness. The historical data reinforces the conclusion that critical assessments were flawed. Historical records serve as crucial evidence in reconstructing past events and verifying details. In this context, a specific historical record confirms the absence of a particular lifeboat. The documentation of this missing lifeboat is significant for historical analysis. This finding reinforces the hypothesis that the lifeboat's departure was not accidental. Instead, it suggests a deliberate act, indicating a planned removal or use of the lifeboat. A graphic explicitly refutes the notion of a dramatic massacre. This refutation is based on a thorough examination of available evidence. The absence of concrete evidence for widespread violence is a key factor. Therefore, claims of a massacre are not supported by factual findings. The popular image of a pristine ship with untouched meals is a common misconception. Historical accounts often embellish details over time, creating idealized narratives. This graphic refutes the notion of perfectly preserved conditions on board. It highlights the discrepancy between popular stories and historical reality. Historical boarding reports are official documents detailing passenger and crew manifests for voyages. These reports serve as primary sources for understanding the composition of individuals on board. Popular narratives often present simplified or dramatized accounts of historical events. A comparison reveals significant discrepancies between official records and common retellings. The mystery of the Mary Celeste persists due to the absence of survivors. This lack of human testimony leaves critical decisions unexplained. The motivations behind the crew's abandonment of the ship remain unknown. Without first-hand accounts, theories about the event are speculative. The human element, therefore, is the core of this enduring, unsolved case. The absence of a lifeboat provides critical evidence often involves unresolved disappearances. A visual icon serves to represent missing individuals within a narrative or display. This icon highlights the profound human aspect of such mysteries. It symbolizes the unknown fate and the impact on those left behind. The concept of mystery elements, partial clues, refers to a situation where some evidence exists. This evidence, however, is incomplete and scattered, not forming a full picture. It indicates the presence of information without revealing the entire context or solution. Such partial clues suggest an ongoing investigation or an unsolved puzzle. Some events or phenomena lack a conclusive explanation or definitive ending. These are characterized by elements that remain unknown or unproven. They often present as unresolved puzzles, defying complete understanding. The absence of a clear resolution is a defining feature of such mysteries. This indicates that all contributing factors have not been fully identified or explained. The abandonment of the Mary Celeste is a confirmed historical event. This incident is not a myth or a fictional tale. Records confirm the brigantine Mary Celeste was found adrift in 1872. It was discovered in the Atlantic Ocean, approximately halfway between the Azores and Portugal. The vessel was seaworthy, but its entire crew had vanished without a trace. The circumstances surrounding the abandonment remain one of history's great maritime mysteries. Uncertainty often arises from human decisions rather than the events themselves. The inherent unpredictability of human choices introduces variability. This highlights that the voyage's outcome is shaped by human actions. Therefore, understanding human decision processes is crucial for managing uncertainty. The Mary Celeste remains a compelling mystery due to a unique blend of known facts and unexplained circumstances. Factual evidence provides a clear timeline of events leading up to the ship's discovery. However, crucial details surrounding the crew's disappearance remain unknown, fueling speculation. This combination of verifiable information and perplexing gaps sustains its enduring fascination. A visual scale represents the evaluation of various theories regarding an event. The strongest explanations are weighed against each other to determine plausibility. Key theories include panic, adverse weather conditions, and cargo fumes. Navigational misjudgment is also considered a significant contributing factor. The evidence summary graphic presents a critical analysis of a disappearance case. It evaluates various factors contributing to the unknown circumstances of the event. The analysis contrasts two primary theories: supernatural disappearance versus tragic abandonment. Key data points and findings are weighted to support one conclusion over the other. The compiled evidence strongly indicates a tragic abandonment as the more probable explanation. The concept of unrecovered individuals represents those whose fate remains unknown. This often applies to victims of disasters, conflicts, or disappearances. Their absence leaves families and communities without closure. The term "lost answers" refers to the unresolved questions surrounding their disappearance. These questions include their whereabouts, circumstances, and ultimate fate. The visual metaphor of figures disappearing into the ocean symbolizes this profound loss and uncertainty. The Mary Celeste mystery remains unsolved, with no definitive explanation for the crew's disappearance. A key aspect of the mystery is the fate of the lifeboat, which was found missing from the ship. It is believed that the final answers to the mystery perished with those aboard the lifeboat. The truth of what happened to the Mary classic maritime mystery, captivating imaginations for centuries. Its enduring power lies in representing a critical, fatal decision made by its crew. This decision led to the ship being found adrift and deserted in 1872. The circumstances surrounding the crew's disappearance remain an unsolved enigma. The true nature of this fatal decision and its causes cannot be fully reconstructed. The mystery under investigation is not attributed to supernatural occurrences or forces. Instead, its origins are firmly rooted in discernible human actions and decisions. Furthermore, environmental factors play a significant and contributing role in its development. These combined elements of human activity and environmental conditions form the basis of the mystery. Therefore, understanding requires analysis of tangible, real-world causes, not mystical explanations. The Mary Celeste is renowned as one of history's most enduring maritime mysteries. Its legacy is defined by the inexplicable disappearance of its crew in 1872. The vessel was discovered adrift and abandoned, yet largely intact in the Atlantic Ocean. This unresolved